With the heavy infantry Mandalorian now starting to ship, and many YouTubers already have reviews out on this guy and have had for decent time, I think it's time that we do an updated hot or cold analysis for anybody that's on the fence and wants to make a game time decision. Now that we could definitely be coming down to the wire where this guy could go to waitlist warning in the next 1 to 3 months. This is Economist, heavy infantry Mandalorian updated analysis. Let's jump right into it. What is going to welcome to another video? This is 60 Comments. In today's video, we're doing an updated hot or cold investment analysis on the hot towards 1 scale heavy infantry Mandalorian from the Mandalorian. As always, first we're going to talk about it from a collector perspective, then we're going to talk about it from an investment perspective. More emphasis on the investment perspective because this is an updated analysis. From a collection perspective, my view has not changed at all on this figure. I think this figure looks fantastic. I think it's unique. It's a sick Mandalorian that comes with some awesome accessories. Just a heavy dude that's I think is going to look really good in your Mandalorian displays. These blogger photos are amazing. I don't love how wide he is. I get he's the heavy infantry Mandalorian, but you guys know me. I think like wide figures just in general tend to look a little bit worse. I've also heard, I haven't watched any reviews on this because as you guys know, I don't watch reviews on figures that I have already ordered until I get it in hand to get my own authentic opinion on it. But I have heard that this guy is pretty hard to pose, which is definitely going to be an issue for me because I am already a third grader when it comes to posing my figures. So that will be a nice battle that you guys can help me help me figure out. But this guy's just going to look so cool with the Mandalorian and in your Mandalorian displays. Man, he looks huge here. I'm sorry, this one actually. He looks massive. He's going to look cool, but the thing that comes down to, and let's just talk about it from an investment perspective now, for a lot of people, it seems like this figure just boils down to a nice to have, which shocks me. I love this figure from the minute it got announced, and it seems like so many people are passing on this figure because they say, like, he's not like we only saw him in the Mandalorian Season 1. He's like not super important to have in your collection if you want to build a Mandalorian look, which I totally understand. But this is one of those ones that I think just looks so sick. Like this, come on, the Shore Trooper was in Rogue One for whatever, like a minute, and everybody goes nuts over him. But I hear everyone. I hear everyone. Granted, it was an awesome scene in the Mandalorian, seeing all those like Mandalorians come and save our friend on Navarro. Like that was a sick scene. People aren't giving this guy enough love, I feel. But I'm still super excited to figure. And from an investor perspective, I still really, really, really like this figure from an investment perspective. And I seem to be kind of a bit more on my own in this logic, I felt. I've talked to a lot of people that said like they're not getting this figure and they're not super bullish on it and they're okay passing on it. Like, I get it. This figure is a high retail price. So on a percentage basis, it's harder for this figure to outperform. There's some type of mental block with every collector where a lot of people, there's like a mental block like $400. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. I've noticed that there's just some type of like barrier where at like when a figure goes to $400 or more, regardless of what it retailed for, people just like don't want to pay it. That just seems like a sticky number to me. Regardless of whether it retailed for $201 like the Remnant Trooper or retailed for $280 like the Mandalorian. Like for example, like Darth Maul Phantom Menace one, like for a while, like he just could not break through $400, even though he retailed for $270, which means the person that bought him probably paid like $310 shipped with taxes for that figure. So it's not like that figure really outperformed that much on a percentage basis, but it's hard for that figure to just get lifted above $400. So that's something that can obviously hurt this figure in the secondary market perspective. But this one, when I just look at it, I just tell myself, this is a Mandalorian figure that is unique. There's no other figure that looks like this. There's no other figure that gets this like badass gun, with this jetpack. I love the color scheme on this figure in general. I think the blue just looks great. It's a Mandalorian figure in general. And on top of all of this, given how many people have been sleeping on it, it feels like it's one that could be undersupplied. We've already seen, first mover now, first mover things like this figure was very short supply from what people are saying in Asia and Australia. Apparently, this guy was already sold out very quickly. This one is going to come down to the wire for a lot of you who are waiting on him. If you guys are on the fence about this figure, we are probably imminent from this figure potentially, going in stock, and then we could see exactly what happened in the OG Mandalorian, where you get like 1 month before this figure goes waitlist. If this figure gets a waitlist warning quickly in the next 2 months, I think that you should heavily consider picking it up if you feel like you are going to have FOMO once it actually sells out. I really like this figure from an investor perspective. I'm kind of pounding the table on this one. I could be eating my own words, but I'm taking my view on this one. I really like this figure. I love this figure. I can't wait to have it in hand, and I really like it from an investor perspective. But as always, these are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you guys scooping this figure? Do you guys think this figure is going to do well in the secondary market, or do you guys think this figure is one that not people feel like they don't really need given his lack of airtime in the show? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to get out of here. 6 Economist, buy the dip, sell the rip. This is the way. We will see you in the next video.